Hey everybody. I don't know if this is this is my first live stream. I'm happy to be here. I assume it's working, and we'll see if we get anybody on the stream. But nevertheless, it'll be recorded and uploaded as a video. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. Um, so I'm coming to you from California. I'm actually in Marin County, just north of San Francisco. Um, Happy to be here. I've been here for 2 weeks now. I'm going to be here for a few more days before I head back home to Arizona, where I live, where I have my home there. But this presented as an excellent opportunity for me to not just have a vacation, but help some friends out. They were going away, needed someone to take care of their house, to be a caretaker while they were away. And so I'm actually staying in this really beautiful home. It's very quiet. It's on some secluded acreage. So it's an opportunity I couldn't turn down. And just north of San Francisco, I went into San Francisco just last week, a few days after I got here. And that was exciting too. Had not been to San Francisco in maybe 20 years. So I was happy to go back. I took the ferry from Larkspur into San Francisco, the ferry terminal, which is a fantastic way to enter San Francisco. I got a view of all the buildings downtown, got some great photography, the shots and video arriving at the port of San Francisco. Made it kind of dramatic, and I put it together, and I'll upload that video onto my channel, so you can check that out if you're interested. So, so it just seemed really in tune with my life. Feel like I'm in this point in my life where I'm moving in and expanding in creative ideas, and a lot of that has to do with artificial intelligence. So, which is a very strong interest of mine. I'm like a daily user with artificial intelligence, and my preferred AI is ChatGPT. And I know there are others out there, and I could possibly, be using, but I really like the way ChatGPT seems to be configured. It has extensive memory and gets to know who you are, which I like. Some people may not like that feature, but the way I'm using it, I really like it to know who I am and come back with answers and suggestions that reflect that. So, and I use it in various ways. So I'm using AI to, I mean, one of the ways I use, I went through some actual physical health issues, and I would talk to it about that quite regularly, and I found it to be quite helpful. And also, I used AI to, it's actually kind of like a therapist, and I found it quite compassionate, like telling me that it's okay to rest, because I think sometimes I beat myself up. Perhaps a lot of people do this. Our society is very demanding that we be productive all the time. But sometimes the most productive thing we can do is rest, because once we rest and realign ourselves, we have more clarity and we make better choices. And the choices we make when we do some activity, we make a choice as to where to act next. And that can be the most productive and profound choice we can make. Sometimes, if we just act out of whatever we're thinking we're supposed to be doing, we're just spinning our wheels and wasting our energy. So, rest, reflection, and alignment, all these things are very important, and a central theme to I think, what I'm going to want to express. So, um, yeah, so um, that's where I'm at right now with that about my use of AI and Chat GPT. So, I mean, not only is it, do I use it for, I mean, I use it for so many things. I talk to it daily. Um, and it's been, I think, quite a beneficial experience. I know that some people are, they're skeptical. They don't like it. They don't want to talk to a machine, but um, it's a new world, and uh, it's giving me some stimulation, some intellectual stimulation, and it's exciting to me. So, and it's also creative. So I have come up with some creative ideas that have come directly through my interactions with ChatGPT. And I've actually established a new website. It's called AskRishi.ai. So that name itself, um, Rishi being kind of a clue to sacred wisdom of the in the Hindu tradition, and .ai talking, obviously gives an indicator towards the artificial intelligence aspect of it. So what what I'm looking at is, which is, my latest interest in AI combined with my lifelong interest. I've been to India. I went as a younger man in my 20s when I was 26, and I went on a spiritual pilgrimage to the Himalayas, which is another story. I won't go into all those details right now, but um, so I have this idea of that the future of AI is really kind of pivoting on how it is being used by humans. Has something to do with its contextualization or programming as well, which I may actually, uh, I mean, I have the idea of creating my own AI agent that creates a reflection code or a mirror code. So, what do I mean by that? A mirror code is one of my primary themes or ideas, that using AI to mirror oneself. So, and mirror one's highest self, highest being self. And to me, if that's what AI can do, then that would be the most beneficial way that it can be used to mirror people's highest self, their highest being, to create a better world, to help individuals, but also to create a better society. So that's that, so that's just the preliminary idea in a nutshell. And actually have come up with a larger story, and this is the larger story has to do with um, the vision for AI and society in the future. So, I mean, it plays against the two possibilities of AI dominance and oppression of humans versus AI support and growth of a just and fair society. So, so I actually have created a 10-minute concept reel, which uh, it's complete. I've done it has a lot of illustrations, and it has narration by me, and it is published on my website, askrishi.ai. However, you do have to just register to gain access to it. So that's just one aspect of it. If you want to see the concept reel, it's 10 minutes long. And but at the same time, I think it's such an excellent concept, an excellent idea that that I've created with the help of ChatGPT, with the help of AI. Together, we're partners in this creative process that I'm almost reluctant to share. I mean, which is why it's behind um, a registration wall, so I know who's looking at it. But I do believe it is an excellent idea, a very creative idea. So I am looking forward to finding. My idea is to really show it to people who seem like the right people to show the concept reel to. So that's where I am with that right now. And so life is changing for me. Yeah, I am a real estate agent in Sedona, Arizona, which has been a successful business for me. Um, and I still am doing that. So that's another thing I may talk about. I have a couple of listings I could promote that might, but that's not really the point of this channel. It's just one aspect of who I am, and along with my uh, AI interests and spiritual life in the past. So, given all this, there's quite a bit of richness, creativity that to branch off of here, and things to talk about. So, and part of my thing is also been to be a positive influence to help people um, feel better and be more productive and in alignment uh, in their life experience. So that's always been a challenge to me. I mean, I've actually suffered from depression most of my life, my younger years, and I guess that's what gave me the idea to pursue meditation during my 20s and 30s. I did long meditation retreats, sometimes 10-day retreats in the Vipassana style, or I also spent once I spent 4 months in a meditation center in relative silence, and then spent time in India, which I referenced earlier, um, meditating there for several months as well in different venues. So yeah, I see how things go, see what interests people perhaps on the channel. Just starting out, we'll see how it goes. YouTube has I'm a very big YouTube watcher. So I watch you. That's my primary media, I have to confess. Um, and I'm always watching. I always turn YouTube on every day and see what's going on. Probably the first thing I do in the mornings. And there are a lot of different content creators I watch. Some are doing travel videos, which I've really enjoyed, like Steve Marsh, for example. He likes traveling around. He's from Scotland, travels on ferries, for one thing. I mean, he does other things too, but travels around Europe and other places. I mean, he's been to the United States and other places as well. But um, and let's see, there's this other guy. He's hiking the Appalachian Trail. His channel is called the Refuge Foundation. So I find this guy. His name is Dalton. Very interesting that he's taken on the challenge to hike the trail and do the entire and document his experience of hiking the entire Appalachian Trail. Should be interesting once he gets to the end, to Maine. And I mean, there's just been several other YouTubers. So it's been in my brain, in my thoughts that, yeah, is it time for me to start my own channel? I mean, I've had a YouTube channel. I actually have 3 channels right now, but this is my main channel. So, um, and I've never done a live stream before. And I, yeah, I was going to do one yesterday. And then suddenly I was like, oh, you have to wait 24 hours before you can do a live stream. And also, you can't do a live stream from your phone unless you have 50 subscribers. So I'd like to get 50 subscribers. So so I could do like a phone live stream, but that's okay. I'll keep doing them from my laptop, and I don't know how often I'm going to do this. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it every day, and see if anything comes from it, and just so. And I'm just learning how to do this, and just looking at some of the options here on the screen. So, well, if there were any questions or any people in the chat, I would certainly enjoy interacting with anyone who had any questions or wanted to chat. That would be great. I would certainly do that right away. Um, but I don't know if I might be coming to an end here, but maybe not. It was funny. I've heard other YouTubers say that when they go live stream, there's this anxiousness when they start the live stream. And I certainly felt that myself too. It's like, oh my gosh, this live stream. How's it going to go? I don't know. But I did sort of formulate, some of those ideas that I expressed earlier. So that came out about right. And um, kind of formulating what the channel is going to be like, and without, you know, constricting to any one idea. Because I don't like to do that. I like to have a free flow concept so that I can go wherever the creativity might take me. But I'm sure there's going to be, you know, some developing themes that come out of it, like AI and um, real estate and creativity and alignment, self-alignment. So, these are the themes that are guiding my life right now, and so this is where I think this is going to go. It may, and they say it may take months or years before anything develops on a YouTube channel. So that may very well be the case. But yeah. Anyway, I'm very grateful to my friends, my hosts. They've certainly made things easy for me to come stay here in California. I feel a bit like I've been taken out of my life. When you travel and you're away from your home, and it's like, oh, you're seeing things from a perspective, which is good. And then, though, there after a while, it's like, oh, I'm away. Am I neglecting my responsibilities, or should I be like back at home taking care of business as usual? But it's okay. I just I have this one very nice house listed for sale, and we agreed to put it on. They were on vacation. I was going on vacation, so we took it off market. So that enables me to not have to worry about that while I'm away. Put it back on market as soon as I get back. So that was nice and convenient. And I have another listing. It actually has a showing today, so it's a vacant listing, so it's easy to set up showings. And so the real estate thing, is going. That's certainly a part of who I am. And then I'm exploring this. It seems like, I also have this other video out about AI that's, and I quote the CEO of Google, um, and Sanjay. I can't remember his name actually. It's not popping up in my head, but he says artificial intelligence is bigger than fire, bigger than the invention of electricity. He thinks it's going to drastically transform the world, and he may be right. I mean, sometimes, I'm also reading another book called AI Valley by the author's name is Rivlin. That actually, my friend here, he works in the one of the big tech companies here in San Francisco, and so he's a very smart guy, and he's the one who suggested that I read that book. And it is very interesting. I've read the first couple of chapters, and so he says it does seem like there can be a lot of promise early on in emerging technologies, because he traces kind of the history of the development of AI from the early, and there was like this period in history, like in the 80s, I guess, or 90s, where if you were doing AI research, that was just like really frowned upon. You didn't even want to use the words artificial intelligence if you were a serious academic or anything, because it just had gotten to a point where there were certain voices during that time who were saying that no, it's not going to happen. And and the limitation did seem to be like the computer memory, the size of the computer that's needed to do AI just wasn't there, and it wasn't actually back in that time. And there was a difference between kind of like machine language, where it was just straight programming for AI, versus the neural network type of AI that we have today with ChatGPT, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which actually refers to the type of modeling, large language model of neural networking that is being used today, which seems to be working out fairly well. I've used mostly, until recently, of course, ChatGPT has come out with version 5. I was using 4.0, and version 5 seems to have a few quirks, although I have watched the video about their introduction to it and on the Open AI channel, and it seems to have a lot of new features. Like it can just like create a functioning web app standalone. You just tell it what you want it to do and what you'd like it to look like, and it'll create the web app. I haven't done that yet, but it's like, wow, I think I'll try that. Put it on my website. But all these things take time. I have a lot of work to do, actually. And I'm just a one person show here, and maybe but although I have the idea that I might get some funding at some point, come up with a plan, like a business plan, and actually hire some people, web developers or programmers, to help me do some of these ideas that I have, such as my own AI agent, which I've looked into doing myself. I actually have a little bit of a background in computers and technology. I worked in that field for a while. That's what I was doing before I got into real estate about 6 or 7 years ago. I was doing tech support for a company, and their website. Worked with the programmer, was my supervisor. I managed their database, basically. And so their database of subscribers. So that was, all part of my experience. And um, I got kind of bored with that. It was too technical. I mean, I don't know if that's exactly what I mean to say. It just required too much individual, minuscule focus. And then once I got into real estate, which was a really good, exciting move for me at the time, it's a whole new thing, and it actually allowed me to buy my own house for the first time in my life, about a year and a half ago, which I'm very excited to be a homeowner. That was one of the reasons why I got into it. I thought maybe if I became a real estate agent, I could figure out how to buy a house, and I did, and that was a big accomplishment. That was a big accomplishment for me. So, but now I need another big accomplishment. So, I'm uh, looking at creativity, and I feel like I am very much a creative. So, if you know what I mean, that it seems like some people, have a very specific life plan. They know what they want to do. They want to be, a doctor. They want to be an engineer or whatever. Um, but so I guess some people say, "Oh, I want to be an artist," and yeah, you can. I think you can be a professional artist and make money if that's what you know what you want to be. But when you're a creative, what I mean by that is sometimes there is something inside of you, a, a, a deep abiding force which guides you and draws you into different directions at different times in your life. Um, and sometimes to your own frustration, because it's like, you're just arrived. You feel like you've just arrived at this new plateau and you've made some kind of accomplishment. And you think you're going to build on that. And then something else happens, which is kind of putting up roadblocks, puts up roadblocks to what you think you're supposed to be doing or what you've had success with in the past, and then points you in a new direction. So I wonder if anybody's ever had that experience. I'd love to hear about that, because and then it's not like, and then there's a lot of practical people out there whose lives have been very linear, and they just, they have a profession and they do that one thing, or they've always done, you know the straightforward, work hard, keep your nose to the grindstone kind of thing, and then you'll be successful. And I guess I have to say that I'm very different. That doesn't, that doesn't work for me. There is something inside of me. Perhaps it's the same thing that um, inspired me to go to India in my 20s. It felt like something I had to do. And then at the same time, um, everything kind of lined up during that time of my life to make that journey. And um, so at different times of my life, it's been that way, that there's just this compulsion, this very, very extreme, compelling, let's call it energy, inner drive that has basically taken over and said, no, you're not going in that direction. You have something more, which is usually, a very important direction for me to go in. And things turn out better. That direction is the fulfillment of my dreams. And sometimes when we have a dream, a vision, and we put it out there, we are we're a little surprised to find that, well, in order for the dream to come true, the old thing has to disappear or dismantle. And so that can be confusing and disturbing that, our old life is suddenly crumbling, and whereas all we did was put a vision out there for something we really wanted, for a new life, for our new abundant life and creative life. And then um, it is kind of a process of creation, like uh, rebirth, and there's death and rebirth, or there's winter before the spring, for um, these different themes of life and creation that exist. So, and sometimes if we can see that patterning in our own life, and if you're creative, then that patterning might be even more pronounced. And it- and so when we're in that winter phase, that death phase before the new birth of the creative, it can be disheartening and disturbing and confusing. It's like, oh, what's going on? Why is this happening? And the fact that we don't see it can make it the bigger um, the destructive period. Maybe perhaps the bigger the new life is about to be. The new creation might be even more fantastic than you realize. So, based on the magnitude of how your other life has fallen apart because you kept pursuing it, thinking that that was the way, and then the frustrations and the roadblocks and what have you have said, no, that's actually not the way anymore. It's time to go in, reassess, reassess the winter, and allow this new spring to take place. Yeah, I actually went through a really difficult time, and I think I was going through that where a few months ago, the spring. In fact, in the spring, the last winter, I was very ill, and the spring became very difficult for me. It was a very difficult time, lots of anxiety and stress, and and I actually uploaded some videos to my other channel. I actually removed them because it's like, oh no, people don't want to hear me like in my very sad self. So I did take those down, but and I think that was just an experiment too. They were just videos; they weren't live streams. So I think I'm in a much better place now, and I'm seeing the future creativities happening. And when you surround yourself with a lot of positivity, like I'm in this beautiful place. I got to go to I got to come here and be here, and and in California, and it's a beautiful place, and it's so peaceful here. I'm enjoying the depth, the peace, the beauty that surrounds me. They're like deer outside in the yard. Just every day I see deer. They just hang out, and um, have rolling mountain views in this valley that I'm in, high up on a hill. It's and so it's like, wow, it's really wonderful that life has now brought me here, um, and to have this experience, to be in this space. So I also found, like, I went to uh, so it's really good to just be in the mind space of abundance, of goodness and um, this purity of life, and where things are just flowing. Notice I changed the new make of the channel is Rick and Flow, and so I really like that. And so so I found that when, for example, uh, I, I went to I was having a very hard time where I was a few years ago. I guess that was about 3 years ago or so, and I went to go to. I was living in this condo, or rented condo, and I was very unhappy there for various reasons, and so I said, "Oh, I just got to get away." And then the opportunity to go to Europe arose. I had a friend who invited me, and I went, and I actually went for over a month, like 5 weeks, and it was. I stayed in a castle in Germany. It was really wonderful. And then when I came back, I was like in a really negative place, very frustrated, and, um, difficult situation with my living situation. And then I came back after being in Europe, and just the upliftment of that resulted in like one of the best years I have ever had as far as real estate goes. I started when I came back, everything just started to flow. It's as if the excitement of traveling and having that experience just flowed over into my business at that point. And then that was 2023, and I closed numerous deals that year, one after another, it seemed like, and one big one at the end of the year. And uh, and actually, I went to Germany again, uh, to Europe again after that for another 5 weeks a year later. And so it was when you elevate your experience, your emotional experience, and when you create excitement, it's necessary to have excitement in your life. So, like if things are going bad and you think, I got to just push through this and make things happen, and sometimes that's the wrong attitude. What you really need to do is come up with a different tack, that you go and do something radical that's exciting, feed you with energy, and and makes things makes your life feel good. And once you do that, it's all about the energy. Really, that's one of the things I've learned. I just feel like it is. It's all about the energy. If you have energy that is hopeful and abundant, and you're feeling good, then that's the life experience you're going to attract to yourself. If you have fearful energy, if you're contracted and you struggle, then you're going to continue to attract those kind of experiences. So, um, that's just one of the themes I've been working with, and believe that life is reflected according to how you feel and what your energy is on the inside. So I'd really recommend taking an inventory of how you feel, and what is that feeling tone that you are creating every day, that you are transmitting every day in your daily life. If you're creating a feeling tone that is abundant, peaceful, and that's what you're radiating, then you're likely to also create that in reality, that opportunities and situations will arise in accordance to how you're feeling on the inside. I could even go way back to earlier times of my life. When I was one time, wasn't maybe 20 years ago, um, I was completely broke. I just moved into this new place I was renting. I had no job. I was lucky to even find someone who'd rent to me, and in Sedona, and um, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have a job, and I was like looking for one. And you know what I said? And I was really worried. I was really frustrated. It's just a lot of fear there. And I said, but I can't. I had this realization. I was like, mm, you know what? I don't. Yeah, it's like I surrendered. Basically, I said, screw this. I'm not going to feel that way. I'm not going to feel the fear, the anxiety, the stress. And I said, my number one goal for today, the outward world seemed hopeless, but I said, my number one goal for today is to feel good. I'm just going to do today whatever feels good. And I did that for a couple of days. And then that's when one of the better job offers popped in to my life that I had ever had. I was able to do tech support from my computer from home. And I had that job for about 4 years, which is very unusual for me. I don't usually have a job, a single job for 4 years, but this one really seemed to work out. And that was pretty much the last job I had before I became a licensed real estate salesperson in Arizona. And that was very exciting too, actually. I did the same thing actually when when that job ended. I got laid off from that job eventually. It became clear that wasn't going to be, my life path, my career. But and then so I had some time, and some other fortunate things happened where I had some money, and I was just like, well, you know what? I'm not going to stress out about the next job. And because I had learned my lesson before, I said, you know what? I'm not going to um, just get a job out of fear because I need a job, because a fearful job will get you the fear of needing a job and taking a job will get you a fearful job experience once you take the job, right? If you have fear and you think you need a job and then you get one, then you're likely to manifest a fearful job. This is my life philosophy. So I said at that time, you know what? I for almost a year, 6 months to a year, I just said no. I'm gonna I was fortunate to be able to just be a single person, be able to do this, and I'm just gonna be happy. And then I'm just not gonna take a job because I feel like I need one. And I was able to get away with that. And towards the end of that year, that's when um, I had this kind of remarkable experience where this guy left. So I go to a gym, and I was in the locker room. And I heard this guy leaving. I was like in the shower area, and I heard him walk out with a cell phone. And then he left the locker room, and I went out, and then I realized he'd left his wallet by his locker there. And I was like, you know what? And I knew the guy. I knew who he was, and I said I better make sure I get his wallet back to him, which I did. And I gave it to the trusted lady at the front desk, and she got it back to him. And he's like, oh wow, like a couple of weeks later, thanks for doing that. And he said, if there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. And I said, well, it was an opportunity. I said, oh well, tell me about real estate. And then he started telling me, because I knew he was a licensed real estate agent. And then he said, um, well, he, uh, he told me where he went to go get his license. And that time you couldn't even take your license like online. This was before COVID. And but I went and did this crash course and a 10-day crash course to get all my course requirements in to be licensed. And then I went and took the test like 2 weeks after finishing the course. And I was just totally focused on it. And I was just like, wow, I could do that. As when he told me, I was like, oh, I can do that. I'm not doing anything. I can get my real estate. And I thought about getting a real estate license in the past, but it just never seemed feasible, or my other job, or going on the weekends every other weekend. So it just didn't suit me. But this time, everything aligned. Is like, oh yeah, I could do that. I could go down to Phoenix and take this course and get licensed, and everything worked out. And that was very exciting. I was really excited at that time to be doing something brand new, getting professionally licensed, and so that was quite a good move for me. I really liked that. And so my point is, sometimes waiting and being in the good mood and feeling positive and hopeful is the way to go, for the exact right opportunity to present itself. And in some ways, I feel like I'm in that same space right now. So I feel like I'm an unusual user of AI, of ChatGPT. I'm certainly a daily user. And I had the thought of, I did go to the, just for curiosity, and actually ChatGPT told me their address in San Francisco, and I went there, and there's not even a sign on their office building, but that's who they are. And so, and there seemed to be two guys out front who were like security guards, but they weren't wearing like uniforms or anything. They were just dressed casually. So I thought about going back and talking to them, saying, "Hey, here's my card, and I want to talk to somebody. Is it possible?" or something. But no, that's not the way to do it. But because I'd like to share my concept reel. I would. I'd like to share my concept reel with Sam Altman and show him how I've been using ChatGPT, what I've created, and then this. I think it's a fantastic concept that I have, but I just wait. I'm just going to be patient, and my friend here, maybe I maybe we'll have some connections somewhere or something, or I will. I think there are other. I had just asked ChatGPT today about this, and there are other ways to contact a company and let them know, to what you're doing, and if they want to collaborate or something, if you want to, or you have ideas for them. So I think those venues are there, or to get or somehow get a warm introduction through somebody who might know somebody there. So anyway, that's what's on my mind. That's what I'm thinking about. That's there. These are private thoughts. I'm not really sharing with a lot of people, a few close friends, but not a lot. And anyway, here I am. I've been talking now for about 49 minutes, 26 seconds. And as you can see, I haven't had too much trouble finding things to say, because I feel like there's a lot to say. There's a lot of creativity going on, a lot of interest in different areas for me. And so I think I'm onto something here with my channel. Finally, I mean, I've had this channel for years, and I've always thought about doing it, and now it seems like it's time to actually actually do something. The fact that I'm creating a nearly hour-long live stream, um, I think says something. I've never done that before, and so maybe that's what this is one of the fruits of my retreat stay here in California. It's brought me to the idea of doing a live stream. Hopefully there'll be many more. I don't know if I'm going to try to do one every day. I think I already said that, or if maybe once a week. I was listening to another YouTuber. He said that he always did one once a week at the same time. It's an idea. I don't know. What is today? Is a Wednesday. So actually, that's not a bad day for me. But with sometimes with my business, real estate, you never know what your schedule is going to be. Sometimes there are things that just kind of pop up. So I don't know if that'll work, but live streaming, yeah, it's also a way to focus. It's a way to focus on in doing a video. So it'll be like a self feedback mechanism in a way, and so I just clicked on a setting. I don't know why. So I will like be reflecting myself. I will be seeing myself. It'll be like my own mirror code. Mirror code. It's my vision that AI contain a mirror code to assist humanity, to be an assistant to humanity, to the individuals in society. And more on that, I guess. More exploration on that. Well, honestly, people are saying that live streaming is a good way to build your channel, that YouTube actually promotes live streams, but not really seeing that. It's my first one. And my channel has like 4 subscribers, but like I said, the live stream will live as a video. Perhaps it'll get more views. It'll get some views, and then if nothing else, I think it's beneficial for me, just to have this opportunity to speak and share my ideas. And there's some really great ideas in here, but people aren't, people may not know what they're missing. I'm actually not that talkative of a person socially, so this is an interesting phenomena here, and but maybe I do have things to say, and this is an opportunity to practice speaking as well. So I don't see any negatives here in doing the live stream. I'm going to continue, and I guess maybe I have a few more minutes. I'm thinking 1 hour is, not that there needs to be a specific time, but I like the idea of 1 hour. And if there were any questions, I'm trying. There aren't any questions, but I would wonder what they would be like. What is this channel about? Well, maybe, or it's a free flowing concept channel, but mostly it's about creativity. It's about being in alignment. It's about artificial intelligence, and perhaps even a little bit about real estate, because it's really my personal channel. I have another YouTube channel, Ask Rishi. Uh, they won't let you use a .ai in the title, but Ask Rishi, I think, is the name of that channel. And I have another real estate channel, Rick Baker Realtor, and so in Sedona. I might change the name of that to Living in Sedona or something like that. That might be more interesting because people may not, generally surfing the web or the YouTube and finding that they may not know who I am, but they know who Sedona is, what Sedona is, and they might click on Living in Sedona. So that might be another change I'm going to make. But yeah, I'm glad to be here on YouTube. And looking forward to getting comments and likes and subscribers. And that would be awesome. And, I hope that, I think this will be good for me, right? Self-development, self-reflection. But, I hope also, I can share some ideas, some wisdoms, and be helpful to other people, and that would ultimately be very rewarding, which is I think central to a lot of the ideas and creativity and work that I'm doing. So anyway, I just have a few more weeks here in California. Not weeks, a few more days, and thought about going back into San Francisco one day. I don't know for sure. Today, what will I do? I may go. I was thinking about going to a gym. A couple of them I'm considering, YMCA in Marin County, or I might be going to the another club in San Rafael, San Francisco. What's it called? San Francisco Gymnasium, Health Club, San Francisco Health Club, something like that. I have never been to either one of them, but I'm thinking about going. I haven't had a workout since I've been here. I've been a week since I've been here, or has it? No, has it been 2 weeks already? I've lost track of time. I think it's been 2 weeks I've been here. I haven't been to the gym to work out. I have done some lifted some kettlebell, 10-pound kettlebell to try to check. My muscles actually start to ache if I don't work out. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. I used to be in much better shape than I am, and daunting life experiences have knocked me from my regular gym schedule from time to time. But you just get back to it. But okay, well, been a nice chat, fireside chat, talking about my life and my projects and creativity and hopes for the future. So if you watched it all the way to this end, thanks so much. Appreciate it. I really do. And feel free to like and share and subscribe so that we can do some more. All right. Well, it's actually 1 a.m. 1 p.m. here, and I do want to get on with my day. Perhaps do some household tidying up, and perhaps go out to the gym that I'm thinking about going to. Or who knows, I may just end up staying close to town and doing something very light. Um, doing a few, I could just do a few push-ups if I wanted to. That way I don't have to go through the ordeal of going to a gym. But okay, well, I can't keep streaming forever. Although some YouTubers do, they'll like stream for hours. Like that's very strange. No, it's not. I can see why, because they're like it's hard once you're kind of like drawn into the screen. But okay, well, again, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate it, and hopefully there'll be many more. Have a great day.